I remember a AD&D module where a village of Ganaway, I believe it was overran by this horde of small blue men who randomly attacked the peaceful villagers and ruined the harvest and killed the animals of the local farms. Greetings to all you out there in the YouTube multiverse. Rod here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Xvart. First appearing in White Dwarf magazine, issue number 9, back in 1978, then later adopted into TSR AD&D's Adlerweg series, UK 2 and 3, respectively the Sentinel and the Gauntlet. Shortly after that, Xvart was an official AD&D monster, appearing in the TSR UK publication, the theme folio. Now, over the editions, they've relatively remained the same as their original descriptions were. Xvart strongly resemble a cross between a gnome and a goblin, with the same blue splashed in color as a smurf. These humanoid creatures are roughly 3 feet tall. They're either bald, have black hair, they have either yellow or orange eyes, and like most creatures in D&D, they have dark vision as well. Aside from speaking their own language, Xvarts are also fluent in both Goblin and Kobold. Now, living up to 50 years, these chaotic evil beings are cowardly and believe in safety in numbers. In the Xvart civilization, there's a shaman who is their leader. He usually has roughly 2 to 4 lieutenants, and there's a few followers that might also have magical powers, where they can tap into shadow magic, but not as strong as their shaman leader. Now, this mostly depends on the number of Xvarts living in their community, primarily living in caves or tunnel networks. But they have been known to take up residency in abandoned outposts and ruins, safely outside of villages, of course. Here they're able to fortify their locations, set traps for the unexpected foragers, and even the unsuspected villagers that might just happen to be coming through. Some Xvarts can be found in locations where giant rats and even dire rats have been found. They are able to form alliances with these rats, and even with giant bats, using them as both ground mounts and aerial mounts when they go on their evening raids. Xvarts will send in a wave of rats to flush out any potential victims. They also attack in strong numbers. This ensures their safety. And hey, if they run into someone, they're definitely going to knock that target prone. This will allow their target to be netted and be held at sword point. After which, Xvarts will definitely delight in torturing and later holding them for ransom. I can see where these creatures could be used with horde tactics or even pack tactics while engaging in combat. With large numbers of them swarming into an area, nothing is safe in their wake. How do you think the Xvart came to be? I say it's totally up to interpretation and how you want to decipher everything that's been put out there. Some say there were once a gnome who were enslaved and corrupted by the dark magic of hags. Some had escaped their servitude and attempted to rejoin their clans. Shunned for the corruption that they had undertaken, they were forced to seek shelter from the elements in cave networks. They had to resort to thieving and trickery just to survive. Now, there's others out there that say they were gnomes also, who were once enslaved and captured by the thieves' guilds of the large cities, like Greyhawk or Waterdeep or Neverwinter. Now, longing for their freedom, the enslaved gnomes, they struck a bargain with some hags that had taken refuge in the sewers as well. This bargain sounded too good to be true. It took the good nature of the gnomes and corrupted their minds, causing them to use horde mentality and rush the exits to where they are being held. After fighting off their captors, they fled to the cave systems in the hills, There they could fortify their newfound homes and ensure their new-gotten freedoms. Now, both these stories sound very possible, but there's another one. This story has been told a few different ways, but if you put all the versions together, it makes a lot more sense than the stories separate. I have spent several hours combing through this information to put this together for you. It is said that a goblin named Xvart, or Xvart, depends on where you're from, how you pronounce it, had discovered an artifact in a treasure trove, which he was ordered to catalog and watch over by his demon prince master, Xvart. This artifact he'd found was called the Infinity Spindle, and it held vast secretive powers. Xvart found a way to tap into these powers in this crystal and escape the vaults. Angered by his betrayal, Xvart put a very large bounty on Xvart's head. Knowing what fate would definitely be his future if he was captured, using the power within the Infinity Crystal, Xvart made clones of himself everywhere he went. Through this act, he caused his pursuers to lose the ability to track his essence. To this day, it is said that everywhere you find a group or a horde of Xvarts, it's a place where Xvart has taken up refuge for a short period of time to hide from those who are pursuing him, wherever he is in the multiverse. Let's get this conversation going, why don't we? What stories have you heard about the Xvarts? How did they come to be? How would you use them in your campaign? Would you use them as a simple 2-on-1 pushover encounter with a possible vermin pet or mount for a backup? Or would you use them as an angry wave of little blue men swathing across the field, taking and or destroying everything in their path like a relentless tornado? As always, all of our reference materials will be posted down below, and any of them that are on Drive-Thru-RPG will have an easy, quick access link down there. And over here to the side will be a couple of videos that you might be interested in. Take a look at them. Leave a couple of comments. Till next time, thank you for watching. Now grab that D8 and roll damage.